hopefully it'll pay off for at least one of them in this this first round.
Last message being given there, have fun. And I think that, yeah, hopefully we can carry that through the day. Obviously we want to see some competitive Digimon, but let's have some fun with it. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good day.
And
Go
right into it.
We're about to launch into our first round here. Players are just deciding who's going to be going first. Bit of a dice roll. They are cutting their decks. And we're going to kick off very, very shortly here with round one of the Oceania Championship Finals here for 2022.
Setting up the security. Hopefully we'll be able to see something quite quickly. Just counting to make sure the security and stuff is correct.
Well, seems to be maybe a bit of discussion over the security there.
Just double checking.
Yeah, it's a very intense discussion over the security there. I would love to know what had happened there. All right, and we are underway. That looks to be a red Garurumon.
Yeah, this is looking like it's probably Black Wargreymon.
Yeah, if you're sitting across from this and you're seeing that Argumon, and that looks to be the Argumon X antibody. So we're looking at Black Wargreymon on the left there, almost certainly. I mean,
it's not good to see, especially if they're going first.
Yeah. Or seeing that huge stack being built there.
Ooh, is this this looks like it might be some metal Garurumon.
Yep.
Yeah, blue memory boost coming out.
And from the cards, promo Garurumon. So we're going to see Black Wargreymon versus Metal Garurumon first up.
I'm not too sure how this matchup goes. I think it's very much in favor of the Black Wargreymon, but I think that the Garurumon could take a bit of a turn depending on how they play.
It's definitely, these early turns are going to be a race to get set up, I think. We're going to see whoever gets situated first. Oh, okay.
That's an interesting one. Some quick plays here. Just already raising.
Yeah, very unusual. Usually with these big stack decks, you don't want to raise until you're ready to go, but Dylan pushing out the Garurumon early there.
Oh, we have the Cool Boys coming out. I think we had a Cool Boy last turn as well.
Yep, this is the second Cool Boy being played now.
Very different to past metas where it was very memory tainer based, and where we've changed a lot since then.
Looking like Thomas is grabbing.
I believe that was the Black Wargreymon X antibody.
Yeah, chose not to get. There were two Greymon X antibodies there. He chose not to get either of them. Cracking the memory boost. Dylan adding a little bit of memory.
Should be able to hopefully make a play here.
Cool Boy
himself.
Oh, okay.
Something.
Where Garurumon X looks to be.
Yeah.
Coming to
be able to help them a lot.
Now you wonder, has he raised early because he's got what he needs, or is he raised early because he still desperately needs to find something and is hoping that second egg is going to help him get some
I think he's definitely raised a little bit too early in hopes of drawing another rookie to try and stack up for extra draws. We do see the X antibody option card here from Thomas. Wouldn't be surprised if it gets dropped here pretty soon, depending on what is in the hand.
Alright, so some thinking here from Thomas. Trying to decide the best way to play forward.
To the, I believe that is the, is that the Black Wargreymon?
No. Hard to tell
Greymon?
From what we're seeing here.
Probably looks like a Metal Greymon X antibody. Black-red?
I think so. Okay, we're seeing the X antibody option here from Dylan, attacking with the promo Garurumon, using the effect, digivolving into that Where Garurumon X that he picked up before, unsuspending. Hitting just an Argumon X antibody, so totally fine. Insecurity there. Now, will he be able to... Oh, no. looks like that was it. Just
That was
going
it.
in for that
Putting
early
him
check.
at one memory though, he can't do a hell of a lot on one memory. Obviously, he can get into some blitz plays here. He can try and do some shenanigans,
Right.
but I believe that is the X antibody that was put on.
It could be very hard to tell. I think
It
some
is
of these
very
are
hard to tell
alt-arts.
sometimes.
Metal.
I believe it would have to be.
Greymon of some
The
sort.
memory gauge didn't change. I think it has to have been an X antibody of some sort.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Metal. Not using the cool boys though, so maybe.
Possibly forgetting it under the nerves of the event.
Okay, that's
into
Metal Greymon X antibody.
Metal Greymon X antibody.
Okay, so we must have gone
One.
Greymon X antibody, Metal Greymon, maybe the Ultras mode, the promo into
Possibly.
the X antibody here.
Yeah.
Um,
Still hasn't slapped down the X antibody option at all, which is interesting to me because I feel like if he swung, he could have then digivolved on top of it. It would have been a little bit better.
I think if you're Dylan, that's a sign that Thomas probably hasn't found it yet. Really.
Well, he
'Cause you
has
would
it in
want
hand. It's in hand.
Oh.
So it's surprising because I believe he could have just swung prior and digivolved on top during the swing for possibly more pressure.
Thomas trying to decide the best way to end the turn here on 0 memory. Giving a lot of memory here would be dangerous, but you can't just do nothing. So,
Possibly, yeah, here we go. We've got the X antibody option coming out. Should be
Going
play,
for the swing.
so swinging, going on top.
Into the Blackwall Grey
Into the
X
Blackwall
antibody
Grey.
there.
25 swinging. Should be able to do.
There's one.
Yeah.
Just the
Just
one.
the one.
And then going to reboot.
Reboot.
And this is a pretty good looking stack for the Blackwall Greymon player. About
And
as
trash
good as you.
substitute.
Yeah.
Ooh. Might be a little bit rough on there. Oh, playing the Davis.
Yeah,
Just
Dylan's
playing
stack
old
is
Davis.
gone. He's going to have to rebuild now.
Yeah, I think this is looking pretty dire for Dylan at this point.
I mean, Thomas has basically exactly what he wants, which is that big Blackwall Greymon stack, has the protection, has the X antibody ready to get rid of to keep the stack around.
Yeah, and that's just a scoop up from Dylan.
Not really surprising.
Not a good start. Just not a lot of stuff going through. It's not much I feel Dylan could have done to try and change that. I think maybe he raised a little bit early.
Yeah, that was very interesting raising the Garurumon as early as he did. I'm not sure what the go was there. I think probably trying to find another rookie and hoping to draw some more is what was going on there, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a Hail Mary. Maybe his hand was a little bit bricky. He did have the X antibody under his Wargreymon, so maybe he was hoping to do something with that in regards to swinging and evolving. But hopefully we can see something else, assuming that Dylan will go first in this play.
Yeah. I'm guessing Dylan's going to go first. Metal Garurumon X, a pretty fast deck. And
there's not many decks that want to go second in general, especially against Blackwall Greymon.
Oh yeah, I think if nothing else, if you don't have any other plan with Blackwall Greymon X, you've got to get through them before they get that stack set up. Because once they've got that Blackwall Grey stack with the protection on, you're in a very dire position, and there's not a lot to be done.
Yeah, definitely. And there's not a lot that I feel Wargreymon can do in this matchup to try and counter the Blackwall Greymon. So much you can do in regards to attacking over it, just reboots. There's not much you can do with removing stuff from underneath it because it'll have the X antibody, so it kind of blocks it off a little bit. So
yeah, that thing has a lot of sources underneath it when it gets going. You've got to do a lot of removal to hit.
Definitely.
Especially because the key thing really is that Greymon X with the protection and then the Metal Grey X. They're pretty high up there. You're going to have to remove a lot to be able to get rid of those.
And even something like Ice Wall. Ooh, opting to go second here from Dylan.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. I think that was a bit of a mistake. I think you don't want to do that heading into this round.
And it looks like Thomas going Koromon, Argumon X antibody, back into that. Ooh, Greymon X antibody there, actually. That looks to be...
It's a little bit less, but it's still a good start. Starting off with the Garurumon X antibody Garurumon.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got the set.
That's Garurumon now.
Garuru,
BT5 Garurumon, I believe. That's one of the alternate arts there. Garurumon X. Okay, Dylan's getting something going here. Much better start for him here.
And we've got the Wargreymon on top.
About as ideal as it could have been for Dylan there, really.
Yeah,
That's
probably something he would have wanted last time. But obviously he was bricking on something that was setting things off. Kind of comes down to what Thomas can do here.
On 2 memory, throwing down an Argumon. Looks to be a BT5 Argumon, searching for a Greymon / an Omnimon here. Picking up a regular Black Wargreymon, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
seems to be pretty fair. I think that's a good choice.
You know, still early turns, using that 3 memory to search. But
I think raising here is okay.
Yeah.
But I think
Dylan, no X antibody option there.
He's already gone for the unsuspend. Maybe looks like he does have Ice Wall.
Yep, that's definitely. Oh, and here it goes.
There we go. Ice Wall coming out, and then playing the
Matt and Sora.
Something we haven't seen in a little bit, but definitely probably a card that is pretty good at the moment. Just something looked a little bit under at the moment as well.
Well, I think both these decks are going to be drawing a lot of cards, so Matt and Sora should pretty quickly be triggering to give Dylan some extra memory here.
Yeah.
And the potential to be bouncing some of those smaller Digimon, the level 3s, I think Matt and Sora allows you to bounce.
Yeah, there's definitely not a lot that I think Thomas can do for this turn in particular, aside from build up his tower into that Black Wall Grey and set up for the next turn. Opting to build on his current Argumon.
Yep, into Argumon X, so he will get a bit of search here. I think he may...
You do get the search.
When Digivolving, yes.
When
it's
Digivolving,
on play and when Digivolving.
Oh,
really
flexible.
Interesting. Yeah. So, I think it looks like Thomas is maybe digging a little bit here, trying to find...
I think he's just missing, maybe he's looking for the Cool Boy, or...
Whether it's the Cool Boy or whether
maybe the X antibody.
Yeah.
He probably needs the Greymon at this point. I think he's missing, right?
I mean,
he's not even the Greymon, the Metal Grey, I guess.
Level 5s, I think, is the issue there. Although he looks to have Metal Greymon in hand.
Maybe he's looking for...
Could be as simple as he's trying to find Black Wargreymon X.
Yeah, it could be. But I think he had to bottom deck one of them.
He did.
So,
okay,
going for a bit of a Hail Mary in that regard.
Using the Yuya when digivolving into the the Greymon X antibody, giving it that extra 2000 DP, and I believe it's going to get the protection. It's been a long time since I looked at Yuya.
Yeah.
So protection from options.
I believe it gets protection. I'm not even sure. Yuya is a very unique card.
Alright, into Metal Greymon here.
Seen recently.
De-digivolving that stack down to the Garurumon X. Not going to be able to delete it. It's a little bit too powerful for that, but... Alright, back into... This looks to be the Ultras Mode Pro Mode to me.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard to tell from what we can see here, but...
Does get the X antibody. This is, I think this is something that they've been looking for since the beginning, and we're probably going to see a lot of this X antibody card regardless of the matchup.
Yeah, it's being played in quite a few decks, which it's going to be seen a lot. So Thomas deciding here to go into the Black Wargreymon for memory. He's deciding whether to delete the Digimon or the Tamer, going
Absolutely
for the Digimon. I think that's the right call.
I think it's true. I think it doesn't matter how much memory he has at this point. If you can't build up your tower fast enough, you're just gonna start to lack.
Yeah. Right.
Playing the Cool Boy though is something that could be very... Ooh.
Okay.
It's a little bit okay, but it's... it's going to take a while to see any of those again, so hopefully this will be able to push him up throughout the end of it.
Fingers crossed. Into the Garurumon, looks to be there.
Yeah. What did he play at the end?
He may have just passed the turn. He set Thomas to 3. I don't think he played out any other cards. I think he's just
what other cards does he have though? Doesn't look good.
No. don't want to be passing the turn there. I think that's an indication that Dylan had enough gas to build his stack once, and now is very set back by that removal there.
Yeah, it seems like it as well. I think Thomas has got this in the bag at this point. I think you just go into, yeah, even just raising here, it's just extra pressure at this point.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if Dylan's able to turn it around here because Thomas has these 2 stacks going.
I don't even know what could be in security that could be able to save him at this point. Already see the ice wall being used.
Yeah, I don't think there's much that's going to be able to come up. At least not.
Maybe a hammer spark might be able to just turn the tables, but it wouldn't be able to change it for very long.
Right, swinging in here, hitting a delicate plan.
Ooh,
Gonna go
that's more interesting. Something we haven't seen, and something a bit different in a red variant of the deck too.
We're seeing in the chat here, Nif pointing out that he evoed to Garuru, which set the memory to 1 on Thomas's side, and then the
he
Yu-Yu's
does
set
have
to
the
3.
memory setter, of course.
Thank you, Nif, catching something that we missed there. All right, into Metal Greymon X antibody, setting to 3. Oof. And the Black Wargrey X antibody on the top there as well. So Thomas again has his stack set up pretty much exactly how he wants it.
So reboot, I believe.
Reboot, unsuspend, trigger the Metal Greymon X antibody. Gaining some memory off the Sora, off the Matt and Sora there. Dylan gonna play Garurumon. Fetching the
Wargreymon, I believe. Probably still not. Oh, that's a rough one. At this point, he's just
I think
hoping and praying. I don't think there's no much that can happen at this point.
No, I think Dylan's possibly going to play this one out because this is the second round. He needs this one, so might as well see how it goes. But Thomas is looking very good here. 3 memory, 2 almost complete stacks.
Yeah, and I feel like Wargreymon doesn't even need the second stack. It's just there for added pressure at this point.
Yeah.
I think we see a swing from Thomas soon, and it could just be all over. I don't think there's much else that can be done.
If asks, what decks have you guys been having fun with this format? Personally, I've been playing a lot of Marsmon, actually. I'm liking the new raid mechanic. I've always been a big fan of aggressive red decks. Thomas swinging in with the Black Wall here. So Marsmon really just speaks to me. You build a big stack, give him a lot of DP. Ooh, hitting the
energy, like the extra memory here is pretty good.
Yeah. Gain 1 memory, add to hand.
Yeah. Can matter. Hammer Spark gets hit. Could be good. It's whether or not he wants to attack here with any of the secondary stack. I think at this point you probably do. You get to trash a card if things go right. So,
Thomas looking to be swinging in with the Metal Grey as well.
Gets the draw. It does hit a Davis.
That could be relevant because Dylan seems to be looking for some cards here. Picking up
get the X Garurumon, which could be very helpful in this matchup now. And whether or not what he goes for here.
Thomas into another Black Wargreymon X antibody.
Yeah, so this is looking pretty dire here. I believe they're both going to reboot and they're both going to trash top security.
I believe so. I think that's the way that works. A little bit of discussion just as we're working out what's going to happen. The other deck Nif I've been playing around with is Rust Tyrannomon. I haven't quite got a list I'm very happy with though. The one I have is a bit too slow for the current format, so I'm still workshopping that one. Banjo-Kazooie, the Mars and Phoenix one deck. I like that.
Very nice. It's pretty funny.
Yep, I'm going to use that. Alright, moving up the Garurumon stack here. And Dylan is just going to have
to... I don't believe they've trashed the top of the security here.
Interesting, because I thought that's the way the Metal Greymon X antibody works.
I also thought it was mandatory. So that's...
Yeah, Yeah, not quite sure why that trashing.
I'm sure both players understand what's happening. We're just missing something in this current game state.
They did trash. All right, Linkativity has seen something we didn't. The security has gone down. Possibly we just missed.
I thought they were at 3 because they swung. They've swung 3 times. Or twice.
I think what we're finding, or what I'm finding now, is that both these decks just play so fast.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's very easy to miss these moments. We will hopefully not be missing too many of them through the day, but...
Antibody swinging, going into a Metal Garurumon X. Yeah.
Yep, we're Garurumon X Antibody. Unsuspending. Gotcha.
Alright, and they... Ooh.
So a little bit of discussion about whether this unsuspend, I think... Now, we can't actually hear them, but I'm thinking this is some discussion about... Oh, okay, yes. So he's unsuspended the Wargreymon X. Black Wargreymon has triggered, deleted the Garurumon.
The Garurumon, yeah.
Yep. And that's the other part of the Black Wargreymon X, is that it's just so oppressive. It just keeps the board
But also
so
some
clear.
protection from the Metal Garurumon there, Wargreymon there, just attaching to stop itself from being deleted.
Oh, going up. First time we're seeing Metal Garurumon X so far this round. Attacking, using the X antibody effect to digivolve into it, unsuspending, getting to...
Did he just remove the X antibody from the bottom of the card?
I believe that was probably Thomas using the effect to stop the Black or Grey from being removed.
Oh. I feel like I'm missing something. Thought that card just couldn't be removed from the stack, but yeah. It wasn't looking good for Dylan there, unfortunately, but...
And that's it.
Some good gameplay from Thomas. I feel like some very unlucky draws from Dylan. But ultimately, maybe a couple misplays, but nothing that, I think could have really changed the outcome of the game. Some of these players definitely know what they were doing and understand the game quite well. So,
yeah, there was not a lot really that Dylan could have done once Thomas got the setup there. Getting 2 Black Wargreymon stacks towards the end of that second game was particularly rough for Dylan. I think Dylan played well, clearly knows the Metal Garurumon X deck fairly well, what's going on. A shame that we didn't get to see Metal Garurumon X until right at the end, but...
Yeah, I think just some things just weren't going right for Dylan. Maybe some of the ratios might have just not worked in his favor. Hopefully we can see more of him throughout the event, maybe run himself back up all the way to the top. Worth noting that it isn't a direct elimination at this point, it is Swiss, and I think we'd love to see a Metal Garurumon make it all the way to possibly top 32. So.
Yeah, the deck is still very good. I think the deck is still going to perform. The indication we've just seen there seems to be that it's probably not well placed in a match against Black Wargreymon X. So it's going to really depend for the Metal Garurumon players there on how their draws go, how their matchups go.
Yeah, definitely once the Black